Hello everyone, welcome to the video lecture series of cryptography and network security. I am your instructor Dr. Ramesh Prajapati, and today we are going to learn the security mechanisms. So let's start with the today's agenda, which we are going to discuss one by one. So the first is security mechanism, model for network security, encryption and decryption, symmetric cipher model. Right, so let's some closer look of the security mechanism. So the security mechanism, the X.800 security architecture OSI protocol, and this ITU-T International Telecommunication Union recommended X.800 security architecture for OSI. So this is the one technique to design, to prevent, detect or recover from attack. It means that attack has happens on the data to prevent, detect or recover from the attack. Then there is a no such mechanism can provide the all the different services, like, and we have seen the different type of services. It means the confidentiality, authentication, non-repudiation, and the data integrity. So no such mechanism can provide the all the different services. So the common in a most mechanism, it is the cryptography technique. What do you mean by cryptography? It is the process or a technique to convert your readable message into the unreadable format. It means that any user cannot read your message or your information. So there are two types of security mechanism. The first is a specific security mechanism, and the second is a pervasive security mechanism. So the first specific security mechanism, it is integrated to the protocol layer in order to provide the sum of the OSI security services. And in the pervasive security mechanism, it is not integrated with the OSI security services or the protocol layer. And the different type of specific security mechanism, like the digital signature, uh, then data integrity, and uncipherment. So these are the different mechanism through which we can provide the security, right? And so let's start. The first is a security mechanism. So the first specific security mechanism is a uncipherment. And uncipherment is hiding or covering the data using the mathematical algorithm. It means that we providing the encryption and the decryption for secure our information. Then second is a digital signature. A digital signature, the sender can electronically sign the data and the receiver can electronically verify the signature. Then the third is the access control. It means the different type of access control mechanism are there to enforce the access right to each and every user. It means that if we are considering one example, like in any organization, the different people are there. It means the principal, the director, the faculty, and the students. So each and every person have assigned some rights by the system administrator. Through that rights, he or she can able to access that much of information. Then the data integrity, it means that during the transmission of the message, uh, any other person or unauthorized person cannot modify your information. It means that the variety of mechanism for data integrity used to ensure the modification of the data unit or the stream of the data unit. Then the next technique is the authentication exchange. It means the two entity or two person exchange some information to prove their identity to each other. It means that if we are considering a two people, sender and the receiver, then first sender is identify, okay, the receiver is a correct person, and the sender has to receiver has to identify that the sender is a correct person. Like some example is a OTP, one time password. It is the best example of authentication, right? Then mobile verification, the Gmail account verification. These are the various example of the authentication exchange. The next is the traffic padding. The traffic padding is the insertion of the bit into the gap in data stream to frustrate the traffic analysis attempt. It means that we are considering one plain text message, and the plain text message, the number of bits are there. It means that in a one block the 8 bits are stored, right? So in the initial state only the 4 bits are there, so remaining bit we will fill with the some gap. It means the some we will input some extra digit so that the insertion of bit into the different gap, so that the unauthorized person cannot identify your perfect message, right? Then the next is your routing control. The routing control, it is selecting and the continuously changing the routes between the sender and the receiver to prevent the attacker from the eavesdropping. It means that if you are considering the one example like the sender and the receiver, and the sender has sent one message to the receiver, so the different parts for sender to the receiver. So this sender sent the random path to send the message to the receiver, right? So here we are using the routing control to choose a different path for sending the message from sender to the receiver. The next is the notarization. So notarization, it is the use of a trusted third party to assure and control the communication. Let's take an example in Xerox copy. You know, in Xerox copy, I have to prove that this is the correct document. So what we can do, if some of the person like some of the person are in a higher position like the principal, the director, section officer, they are eligible to do the his stamp and the signature on the Xerox copy. So the first of all he checked the original document and the Xerox copy, and both are same. It means that it do the signature and the stamp on a Xerox copy. So this is called the notarization, right? And the next topic is the model for network security, right? So the first thing, if I want to secure the network, so the first of all we establish or we develop the model for providing the some security mechanism to secure the network. So here the one model is given. So in this model we are considering the two people. The first is a sender and the second is a receiver. So sender send the message to the receiver. Sender want to send the message to the receiver. So the first there is a one communication channel from the sender and the receiver, and the sender send the message through this channel to the receiver, right? And second thing, I want to secure my message. It means that any other person or opponent or attacker cannot read my message. So what I can do? So I can provide the encryption. So encryption, it means that to convert your original message into the unreadable format. So here the second step I am applying the sender side, the sender apply the encryption, right? So here it is the secure message. It means that any unauthorized person cannot modify your message or cannot read your message. So sender apply the encryption on a message with the key, and after applying the encryption we will get the ciphertext. Ciphertext means it is the unreadable message, right? And that message is sent to the receiver. And second thing, receiver doesn't understand that message directly. So what receiver can do? Receiver can encrypt the message, right, with the same key which is sent by the sender, right? After applying the decryption, the receiver has able to read that message, right? So during the transmission of this message, any unauthorized person or attacker cannot read your message because it is the encrypted message, right? So here the first thing, sender send the message to the receiver. So here we can use the some, after that we applying the some encryption algorithm. Through encryption algorithm we transform our original message into the unreadable message, right? And after that we applying the some key, right? We applying the some key. So the key, it means that we can encrypt the message with the help of encrypted and a decrypted algorithm, but we require the key for the encrypted the message and the decrypted the message, right? So here the third trusted third party, it means we can consider the distributor of a secret information. It means any third party secure all the information, it doesn't disclose your information. It means the trusted third party provide the key to the sender and the receiver, right? So the sender encrypt the message with the key, right? After applying the encryption with the key, a receiver side decrypt the message with the key, right? So I hope you clearly said that this is the model for network security, right? Then next is the encryption and the decryption. Encryption, it means that I want to secure my message. It means, so here sender send the message to the receiver, so the sender send the hello to the receivers. Before sending the message, the sender apply the encryption algorithm with the key, so it converted your message into the unreadable format. It means the app7 has here, this is the unreadable message, right? And after applying the encryption from the sender side, it send the message to the receiver. Its receiver doesn't understand this message, so receiver first decrypt the message with the same key, right? And after decrypted the message, it generate the original message. It means that hello is there, right? So this is the secure communication between the sender and the receiver, right? So I hope you clear this idea. Okay, the next is a secure symmetric cipher model. It is also called the conventional encryption. So here the same thing, the X, it represent the plain text and the plain text input. So the plain text, it is the original message, while coded message is called the ciphertext. And the process of converting from plain text to the ciphertext is known as a unciphering or the encryption, and the restoring a plain text from the ciphertext, it is deciphering or the decryption, right? So here sender apply the encryption algorithm, like the various type of algorithm are there. Encryption algorithm, the first is a ES and a DES, right? And the secret key is provided by the third party from the sender and the to the sender and the receiver, right? Then we apply the encryption algorithm with the key, right? So here we provide a secure secret key. K is represent the secret key. It's also input to encryption algorithm. The key is a value independent of the plain text and of the algorithm. The algorithm will produce the different output depending on the specific key being used at the time. It means that in the different plain text message, we providing the different type of key for converting the ciphertext. Then the next is the message is transmitted by the sender and sent to the receiver. So the finally you got we will get the ciphertext. And the what is the formula for converting a plain text into ciphertext? So here we are considering why it is your ciphertext, and E represent the encryption. We apply the encryption on the plain text message, and the plain text is a X, and we provide the key, right? So on a plain text message we apply the encryption and the key to converting your plain text into the ciphertext, right? Then the ciphertext, that is a scramble message produced as an output, and depend on the plain text and the secret key. I already told you, right? Then in the decryption, in the receiver side, it convert into the original message. So we are performing the decryption algorithm, and decryption, it is the reverse of the encryption process, encryption algorithm. So decryption algorithm is essentially encryption algorithm run in a reverse order. So it takes the ciphertext and secret key and produce the original plain text, right? So the final receiver will understand the message and receive the original message, right? So I hope you clear this idea. Thank you.